Welcome to the New Moon Report for Sunday and Monday, November 12th and 13th. We're going to talk a little bit about this Scorpio new moon and why it is so powerful. The Scorpio new moon, of course, is a new moon of evolution, of the unlocking of inner powers. It's the unlocking of our psychic gifts. It is a time where we are called to enforce what it is that we need to enforce, whatever ideal or concept that we feel so fixed on and so pulled towards. This new moon is going to manifest as feelings. It's going to manifest as intuition. It will manifest as prophetic dreams. It will manifest as moments where you are called to go to a particular place at a particular time without exactly knowing why. You will also feel and possibly receive warnings, things that you just feel you need to tell people that they need to be aware of before they go and do something, almost as if you have some kind of danger sense, or in the positive, sometimes that you'll have like an opportunity sense, a moment where you know that someone needs to know something in order for them to prosper, including, of course, yourself. So the Scorpio new moon is going to be very powerful in our spiritual evolution, and the transformation process is death and rebirth. And just like with the Six of Cups in the tarot, there are times where we are called back to a nostalgic state. We look at the past with a lot of joy. We also look at the things that we might feel regret towards, moments where we wish we would have done something differently. And part of the magic of the Scorpio new moon is having another opportunity, maybe not to undo what was done before, but to do something different this time. Sometimes people from our past come back, and as they come back, we have a chance to kind of clear the air and explain how we now view this situation, how we now view what happened between us. So it gets really intense because Scorpio is calling for a deepening of connection. And to deepen a connection authentically, we of course need to confront. We need to confront lovingly. We need to confront and express what it is that was unsaid. What you'll notice with this new moon energy over this upcoming 48 hours, of course, in the night, you are going to experience some really intense dreams. Some of these dreams might be metaphorical, some literal, but they're going to feel very prophetic. They are going to outline certain things that we are called towards, and deeper hidden subconscious areas that maybe we've kept locked away, we haven't admitted to ourselves, maybe we haven't even realized it yet, are going to come into the conscious mind. They're going to appear before us. It's going to be pretty crystal clear what it is that's been hiding, what it is that's been suppressed, what it is that has been down in the underworld, and what needs to come up towards the heavens. And some of the choices that we're making is not only where we're going, why we're doing it, what we're aiming towards, just in terms of our life path and our careers and our relationships, but also we have some big choices about what it is that we're ready to forgive and what it is that we have maybe been locked into grudges about. The Scorpio can get very intense as the fixed water because, of course, this leads to fixed emotions. And in fixed emotions, some of those turn into resentment when they are in the lower octaves. And so it's really important to confront is if we need to admit to ourselves that we are still in a place where we haven't forgiven something that has happened, or we haven't reached a level of acceptance. And the thing is, acceptance is a journey. It's a difficult process, just like the rest of the spiritual evolution that Scorpio brings. And at the same time, we are going to know in this new moon that we're ready to set intentions that not only actively pull us forward in the physical and pull us forward towards abundance and deeper clarity, but when it comes to other people and the situations where we feel we were wronged by the universe, that those moments we are ready to look at it objectively. We're ready to look at it kind of like the square to Scorpio Aquarius is able to look at it through the Aquarian eyes, which is looking at something in the full lens. All of the goods that came out of a situation equally with all the bads, and not cherry picking which parts of a situation we're going to remember, not just the good times, not just the bad times, but the full scenario, everything that occurred there and how it led to the evolution of who we now are. You see, it's going to be difficult. and it's going to be difficult because it's going to be complicated. With the new moon in Scorpio, we not only are experiencing the magic of Scorpio, we're experiencing the magic of the septiles. And I talk about this aspect a lot, but specifically we have a triseptile from the new moon to Eris and the new moon to the North Node. And so what that means is basically the new moon where we set our intentions especially around evolution, inner and spiritual evolution, they are going to be in this magical fated moment, often carried by other people or groups of other people. And these fated moments are going to appear from the North Node, which means paths that lead us to our destiny, which take us to where we need to go in this lifetime on a grander scale, not just in the monthly cycle of new moon and full moon, but in a greater scale of this lifetime. This is a very special Scorpio new moon, and we're not going to experience it like this again, at least for another 18 years. So this is a pretty big moment, and at the same time, though, this triseptile and fated moment is going to be triseptiling over to Eris. So this is discordant, it's difficult, it is disruptive. A lot of the things that we expected to happen or that we wanted to manifest aren't necessarily going to manifest in the way that we originally wanted them to. And part of us reaching a level of acceptance with that is really what's going to free us to actually receive it at all. An unwillingness to have acceptance about what happened in the past or the way that we need to evolve in order to move forward in our life, it's really the most important thing we can possibly realize, is that the process of acceptance is the process of evolution. Everything else is just details. For Aries, this is a time to set new intentions around your development of your inner powers, the development of your psychic gift, the expression of your psychic gift, also inner powers that you already have just being released to the surface. Anything really that you've been holding inside, now's the time to let it out and to set the seeds of intention that what you want to grow is a new version of yourself, a version that allows themselves to speak freely, not one who gets bottled up by the situation or by your perceived necessity to hold things back and then eventually explodes all over the place. Instead, to allow yourself to just flow, to allow your energy to leave as you move through life, but also setting intentions around deepening your intimacy with life, deepening your intimacy with other people, as well as your connections with other people. Any of the surface level connections, friendships, relationships that you might feel right now that don't feel like they're actually addressing your energy, or you don't feel that connections really happen, now is the time to deepen those connections. For Taurus, in many cases, this is going to be new relationships and new commitments entirely. This is about setting intentions around, I want to meet someone who matches me in this part of my energy spectrum. I want to meet someone who I feel this great intellectual connection with. I want to meet someone who wants to go on an adventure with me. And so it might not all be about family or friend or relationship, but really finding things that are in between, finding people that are connecting with you on a level that you really need to be met right now. So this isn't just about finding a partner or a relationship partner. This is finding the right partners for the right tasks. For Gemini, this is a time where you are setting seeds of intention around new routines, new schedules, new ways of organizing your life that will lead to your evolution. And part of you already is aware of this. Part of you is already aware, and part of it needs to be fun, honestly. I mean, especially with Venus in your solar fifth, you know that this is a time where it's not just about getting things in order, it's about getting things in an order that's actually sustainable because you enjoy it, because it's part of your life and part of your new routine. And it may have felt, especially in this last month, very chaotic and difficult to get a hold of this, but now is the time to lay everything out and put it in the exact compartments that it needs to go. For Cancer, this is going to be a very child-centric energy for this new moon. It's about, setting intentions around finding your inner youth. It's going to be about finding creative expression, setting intentions around how it is that you want to have a little bit more fun in life, kind of like Gemini. For you, though, this is really about fun for the sake of fun. This is actually, there might be certain ways in which you need to loosen up a bit or allow some of the structures which might have become burdensome to relax a bit, maybe break some of your patterns, maybe go on that surprise adventure, but allow yourself to express your inner child and allow it to flow outward from your energy space. For Leos, you might receive new information or want to set new intentions around your living situation. Also, just new connections and reconnections. There's a great deal of this past energy, which for you in particular is coming back into the fold. You're going to notice that several people from your past are suddenly reacquainting with either you or a friend that you're close to who then communicates it to you. So you're going to notice a lot of these, a lot of information from the grapevine reaching you pretty quickly. Virgo, you of course are going to have new intellectual intrigue, new projects, new things that in the short term you want to experiment with. This is not all about commitments for you. This is very much about almost like a buffet of different ideas, new things you want to learn, new things you want to put your time into, and you're going to want to set intentions around doing a little bit of everything. For Libra, pretty clearly, this is a time to set intentions around your new goals for money, your new goals around abundance, your new goals for overall growth and quality of life. How can you make your life more of something that you actually want to see blossom? How can you make your life even more enriched than you may have felt with all of these great manifestations that have happened over the past month? How can you allow what is in your soul to enrich what is out in the physical reality? For Scorpio, this is a time to be seen and to set intentions around showing up, setting intentions around your confidence, setting intentions for experimenting a little bit more with your social life, doing things that are a little bit unexpected for you, breaking some of your ritualistic behaviors and instead engaging in a little bit more of the playful chaos, similar to Virgo and similar to Cancer in a way. But this is definitely a time to be led by the inner fire of the first house. This is a very magical time for you to really just show up. And for Sagittarius, this is a time where, it gets really intense with this new moon. You are setting intentions around letting things go, setting intentions around making peace with what really needs to go. Things you've been preparing for a long time. Deals that are not working out in one way or the other. Careers that have reached their official dead end. And you are setting intentions around properly letting these things go because you know that's the only way that you can move into the next domain. Capricorn, this is definitely a time of simplicity, but it's very much about your social circles. It's about your friendships. This is a time to set intentions around reconnecting or re-deepening your connections with friends that may have started to fade into different directions of life. And sometimes it's the natural order of things. Sometimes people just grow apart, but sometimes people grow apart in certain situations and there's a time where they need to be brought back together. And maybe both of you are having exactly the same struggle. Maybe it doesn't have to be adversarial, but setting intentions instead around just simple reconnection, just going to seek them out, going to set up, just a coffee date with them, or going to set up a hike, just doing something that brings the two of you together for at least a little bit of time. There is going to be a lot of magic that really constantly shows up and manifests through your friendship specifically on this new moon. For Aquarius, whether you intended to or not, you are going to be making some big decisions on this Scorpio new moon. Big decisions that and intentions that you're going to set for your future. And I would say write down or video record what your intentions are for this new moon, because you will be mythically surprised when these things manifest. You might say, oh, in 5 years from now, I want to be, living in this state. I want to be with a person who I feel connected to in this way. You are going to shock yourself as these things come to manifest. For Pisces, you are called onto strange new adventures. This is a time to set intentions around going off the grid metaphorically, but maybe even literally going off the grid. But setting intentions around letting yourself being swept up by adventure in the hero's journey, allowing yourself to kind of be swept off your feet by the magic of life and something that naturally you are born into through the water. But in this particular case, this is happening on the Scorpio new moon, where it's almost prompting you and it's calling you to get out of your cave and to go forth into the world, to go find an adventure. And so you're setting intentions really around bravery, really around open-mindedness. And just like in the tarot, it's like the Fool card, allowing yourself to be open enough that when an adventure calls, you're ready to go. Thank you guys for tuning in today for this special report. I will talk to you again all on Tuesday. I can't wait to hear. I hope you comment below your intentions and any mythical happenings that manifest for you guys. But anyways, have a great rest of your day. I will see you all very soon.